Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Ford Motor Company is reinvesting in Canada. Today, the automaker announced in a news release they are sinking billions into Oakville assembly. But don't worry, there's good news for Windsor here too. Joining me now with the full story is our Sanjay Maru tonight. Sanjay.
Stephanie, Ford Canada did not have a news conference this morning to make this big announcement, and no company executives were available for an interview today. But the automaker is choosing instead to quietly reveal this investment in a news release. Here's what we do know. This is what will soon be built in Canada. Ford F-150 Super Duty pickup trucks. They're currently built in factories in Kentucky and Ohio. The automaker says both are running at full capacity and they cannot keep up with demand for this truck. Ford President and CEO Jim Farley says this is one of their most popular and profitable vehicles. And truck production is going in here to Oakville assembly. Up until this past May, Ford built Edge SUVs here, but the factory has been idle ever since. The automaker now intends to sink $2.3 billion into the Oakville complex. They say they plan to retool the factory to make it a fully flexible plant ready to build any product, and Ford is going to invest in an integrated stamping facility in the complex. The company says it will secure 1,800 jobs in Oakville alone when trucks roll off this line sometime in the summer of 2026. Now included in today's announcement, good news for Windsor workers, as you mentioned, Stephanie. The company says this will mean 150 new jobs here in Windsor. If Oakville is building 100,000 more trucks, they need 100,000 more engines. That's good news for Essex Engine, where they pump out F-Series engines and those needed for the Mustang.
At one point, back in the day, we were really struggling, and you can see the turnaround in Windsor. It's because of the work that's been done by the workers in the plant, leading the way when it comes to quality and productivity.
And it will mean 150 new jobs who will work along the 729 people already employed here.
More jobs, more work in Windsor, a longer lifeline for the plants. This is all something that we've been looking for in Windsor to secure jobs long term.
What Thursday's news does not include is a firm commitment on when Ford will build electric vehicles in Oakville.
Usually in these contracts and these announcements, there are languages that sort of surround depending on market conditions. And I think this is a result of market conditions.
The company and union both say they are pushing back their plan to build battery electric vehicles in Oakville from 2025 to sometime in 2027. Unifor says it will not be until, quote, later in the decade, but still, Local 200 President John Dagnolo is not worried.
If you think about the investments that are happening around us within our communities, if you look at Stellantis and what they're investing in, I think it's moving forward. But we truly, when you look at what we have to do to make sure that you can go every few miles to charge your vehicles, that's just not there yet.
And there's a lot to unpack from these announcements, including the role Unifor says it played in securing work for members sooner rather than later. Go to ctvnewswindsor.ca for those details. And in spite of delaying their EV plan, the CEO of Ford Motor Company says they are still committed to building a 3-row electric vehicle in Oakville. The next generation electric trucks will be built in Tennessee. Stephanie.
Okay, Sanjay, thank you for this.